Hello, and thank you for joining me. My name is Kyle, and I'm an application engineer here at Capture 3D. Whether you're a new user to GOM Inspect, or an experienced one simply looking for a refresher, you've come to the right place. 3D inspection analysis is one of the most powerful tools of our ATOS scanning systems, and in this video, we'll be going over the basics of inspection when you have both a CAD and an actual mesh, and you want to compare the two. Now, if you've been around 3D scanning, you've probably seen or heard of what's often called a color map. Now, these color maps, or surface comparisons, are very easy to generate in our software and are one of several topics that we'll be covering in this video, so be sure to stay tuned. Also, if you're new here, drop a like on this video and be sure to subscribe for more content like this coming in the near future. And with all that being said, let's jump into the software. So when we open up GOM Inspect Suite 2020, first thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and create a new project. Once we have our new project open, we can go ahead and import both our CAD and our mesh for further inspection. So if I go into my folder, there's a couple different ways to import items into the software. The easiest way is with a simple drag and drop. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. So you see I can simply drag and drop our mesh anywhere into this window, and it's going to give me the option to create what's called a new part. Now, when we say new part, what it's going to do is create a part container in our Explorer, and that's where that mesh is going to live. Now, if I do the same thing with the CAD, you can see it's going to say add to part. So now what that's going to do is add that CAD into that same part container. Since we want to compare the two, that's what we want. We want them in their same part container. Now, any elements we create, or any inspection that we create, is all going to reside in this part container with this CAD and mesh. Now, you can see right away that something's just a little bit off. Clearly, the mesh is just not positioned appropriately. So the reason for this is we don't have any alignment right now. So what we want to do is get these close together with what's called a pre-alignment. Now, a pre-alignment is an initial alignment, and what it basically is just a global best fit. So it's looking at the CAD and mesh and saying, okay, how can I fit this mesh here with the least amount of deviation across the whole part? And now you can see that deviation listed here. But basically what this does is just get them close together so you can go ahead and start to build some of your inspection or create additional alignments down the road if you want to. So we're going to go ahead and hit OK. And now you can see that I have them aligned, so I can go ahead and begin some inspection. So the first thing I'm going to do is hide this mesh so it's not laying over the CAD like that. And one way I can do it is to hit the eyeball up here next to mesh, or I can click on it and hit the I key for invisible. Now, the first inspection that I'm going to be doing is what's called a surface comparison, or a color map. So if we are in the inspection workspace, you can see this first button on the toolbar is going to be the surface comparison button. If I select that, you can see that there's going to be two options. To better paint the picture of the difference between the two, I'm going to be going through them both. But for starters, we're just going to do a surface comparison on CAD. So what this is going to do is give us the surface deviation between our CAD and our mesh, and it's going to display it on the CAD. So the only thing we really need to set is this max distance and our tolerance. So the max distance is how far the software is going to search for the mesh off of the CAD and look for that deviation. So if you have this too low, you'll see basically, so right now if I have it at 0.2 millimeters, anywhere where the deviation is greater than 0.2, it's not searching anymore. So that's why it's going to be gray. So you just want to make sure this distance is high enough than any deviation you might see across your part. And if you're getting color over it, then you're in good shape. Another thing we can enter is our tolerance, but we can just leave that at 0.1 for now. Now, if I want to adjust the legend, if I just come up here on the right and I select our top number, I can change this to something like 0.5. And if I close this little bracket button, what it's going to do is give me a plus or minus 0.5 legend. So now you can see a little bit more color across the whole part, and it just helps you visualize it. However, you can adjust the legend however you want. Now, back to the surface comparison on actual. To see the difference, let's do a surface comparison on actual and go ahead and create it with the same parameters. Now you can see right away that it looks pretty similar, and really the color is going to be the exact same. So the actual inspection is the same, however the calculation is a little bit different in what it's displayed on. So again, if I drag the surface comparison on CAD in, you can see what that looks like versus the surface comparison on actual. So the way I like to think of it is, what do you want to visualize the color on? Do you want to overlay that color onto your CAD model or on your actual mesh? So it kind of comes down to personal preference at that point, because the inspection is ultimately going to give you the same result. So I'm going to work on the surface comparison on CAD. And now what we're going to do is drop what are called deviation labels on the part. So if we move along our toolbar, you'll see the third option is Pointwise Inspection. If I select that and I go down to deviation labels, you'll see a little window at the bottom pops up. So anytime you're in a function like this little window, and I know it can be sneaky, but it's important because it shows you what the different clicks do in this particular function. So in this case, you can see that control shows a preview. So if I hold control and hover over the part, you can see that it's going to give me a preview of the deviation at that point. And now if I want to create the element, you can see it's just control plus left click. So if I left click, it's going to drop the point wherever I'm at. Really nice and easy to use. And then you can see escape or right click is to cancel or finish. So if I right click, I'll be out of that function and I can proceed with my inspection. Now, at this point, maybe we want to save this view to present this data later. So what we can do is create a report page of this view. The way we can do that is to simply click this camera icon at the top called Create Report Page. And when I select that, you can see I get a window that pops up here, and I can type in a title if I want. So I'll just name it Surface Comparison. And now if I hit this pencil, you can see just how you normally would, I can move around and position this however I want. Fortunately, it's already positioned pretty good. So I can hit OK and hit OK again. And now that report page is going to be saved, where I can then view and edit later, however I choose to. So the next inspection we're going to do is what's called an inspection section. Now an inspection section is very similar to a surface comparison. However, the big difference is, instead of looking across the whole surface and getting that color representation, we're going to just take a section cut and only look at the surface deviation along that section cut. So for this, I'm going to click and drag my CAD into my view, and what that's going to do is make it exclusive, so it's going to hide everything else. Now, if you look on the toolbar, this second button is Inspection Section. So again, there's on CAD and on actual, same idea as the surface comparison. So I'm going to select Inspection Section on CAD, and now I can choose my reference plane to be my X, Y, or Z. So in this case, I think a Z cut works for this. So the important thing is that you position this where you want it. And there's a couple different ways to move this section around. One way I like to do it is with a simple control left click. You can see that the section, it's going to stay in that Z normal because that's our reference plane, but it's going to drop that section right at where I click. So that's a really easy way to move it if there's a specific area you want to cut that section through. However, if you don't want to do it that way, you can hover over position and scroll with the mouse wheel to move that section up and down. Or you could type in a position if there's a very specific position that you want to cut that section out at. So lots of different options. Ultimately, it's up to you how you choose to do it. I'm just going to cut the section right along there, and I'm going to hit create and close, which is going to create it and close out of the window. Now you can see I have that nice color representation all along the section cut that's showing me the surface deviation. Really nice. However, you can see if I do a side view, it's a little bit difficult to see. So a little trick we can do is use a feature called clipping at plane. So clipping at plane is located at the bottom, and it's this button right here. So when you select that and you hover over the section, you're going to see these two little green icons here. So you can see I can choose which section of the part I want to clip out around that section cut. So in this case, let's do this side. And now just know you're not actually deleting anything. This is just simply for viewing. So if I want to deactivate that at any time, I can just simply click up here. But now you can see, if we do a little front view, I can actually see my section cut and see the surface deviation along that slice. So now maybe what we want to do is drop deviation labels along this section cut. Well, an easy way we can do that is to click on the section, so it's highlighted like that. And then if we go up to Pointwise Inspection, you can see this second option is equidistant deviation labels. So what equidistant does is place a point every whatever distance you set here automatically for you. So right now, every 10 millimeters, it's dropping a deviation label along this section. So 10 millimeters is actually not a bad number here, but maybe I want to move that up just so there's a little bit less points in there. So we'll do 18, go ahead and create and close. And so you can see how quickly and easily I was able to create all of those points along that section. And of course, if we wanted to add any, you could still come in and add additional points however you want. Now, again, if we want to create a report page of this, we can do the same thing as before by simply hitting the Create Report Page button. And I will name this Inspection Section. And go ahead and hit OK. And again, if at any point we want to deactivate this inspection section, you simply click in the top right to deactivate. And now we have our whole part back. So that's really the basics of the first few inspection things that we like to look at. And again, that was surface comparison and inspection section. And you can see if I want to switch my workspace to reporting, you can see the two pages that we created are going to be in here for further viewing and editing as we so please. As you can see, in just a few short minutes, we were able to go all the way from a blank project through our inspection into our report pages. We did this by first importing both our CAD and our mesh and aligning them using a pre-alignment, which again is just a global best fit. Once aligned, with the simple click of a button, we're able to create both our surface comparisons and our inspection sections and put that information into easy to interpret report pages. Now this highlights one of the many great